The more I look at Thiago's face, the angrier I get. You suck! You're trash! You small little Miastro. I'ma miss you, man. Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. So there's more updates on the Thiago going away from Bayern transfer storyline. We have the transferometer right now. The temperature, it's heating up, man. It's currently very hot right now that Thiago leaves Bayern. Each and every single day, we get cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot. Freaking A, bipolar woman FC. That's what Thiago's storyline is right now. Seriously though, apparently according to Kicker, Thiago would like to leave Bayern after the Champions League campaign, and he's already said goodbye to all the officials in the Bundesliga. Imagine you're a Bundesliga official. You're finally getting some from your wife after an entire season. You're getting some. Thiago's calling you. Hello? Who's this? Thiago? Oh, yeah, I get you. Oh, yeah. I remember. Hinteregger pushed you into a wall and I didn't see it. Wow, what's going on, man? I want to leave. What? You called me to tell me that while I'm getting some? You crap. Small Spaniard. Yeah. Seriously, though, I don't know. I don't want to see Thiago for Bayern in the Champions League if he's actually sabotaging the club. Because see what happens is, what has actually genuinely taken place right now with this Thiago thing is that Thiago and Bayern had an agreement. Thiago agreed to the contract terms, to everything. He agreed to how much money, how much of the club he's going to be making. Whatever they said, he agreed to it. And then last minute, what was basically said by Karl-Heinz Rummenigge is that Thiago said, I don't want to sign it, and gave the board no reason. And then the players in the dressing room started making rumors that Thiago would go to Liverpool. And that's where we have this. That's where this is coming from. Whether or not Phil Coutinho is the one who he tapped up Thiago. Nah, seriously. So he's going to sign a new contract. That's sabotaging the club. Because especially in a pandemic where everyone's financial condition is different from before the pandemic, now the club is hit at. Now the club have to figure out, first of all, how do we get a good price for you in the middle of a pandemic where everyone should be cheaper, at least by 25%. And now we're all pissed because now we got to sell you for like 30 million instead of maybe 50 million in a normal window. This is annoying. That's where we're at right now. That's why I'd rather not see Thiago in a Bayern shirt if he's actually doing the things I'm hearing he's doing to the club. If everything is true that Bill been reporting and Kicker, then I'm actually pissed. I want to hear his side of the story, of course, but I'm actually annoyed. I'm genuinely annoyed. I love Thiago. He's my favorite player in the world. I love the way he plays and interprets the game. I actually emulate my play style around him. But I don't like Thiago more than I love my club. And if he's actually sabotaging Bayern, then I don't want to see him in a Bayern shirt. I don't want to see a player that doesn't want to be here actually be here just because he thinks we have a chance at something that he's never won here. Look, at all the years they were criticizing him, going at him hard that he didn't perform in Champions League quarterfinals and semifinals. All the years Bayern stuck with him, and then this is what he's doing to the club. I'm actually going to question his character if all of this is true. How are you going to do this to the club that through injury, through thick and thin, has gone and helped you out constantly, consistently, and now you're doing this to that club? Bayern's not the right club to be doing this type of thing to. You can do it to a Manchester United. Oh, funny. But it's not Bayern. We're the best family club in the world. We take care of our own. And if you're not going to identify with that, I don't want to see you in that shirt. I don't want to see you win the Champions League with Bayern. I won't be happy seeing you lift it because you didn't earn it. Don't piss me off. Seriously, I mean, to be fair, Thiago, for me, isn't going to start over Goretzka anyway. So it's not a situation where I'm like, oh yeah, well, you're trash anyways, like a guy who asks at a girl. And then she says no, and he's like, oh, well, you're ugly anyways. This isn't that type of thing. I don't want to see Thiago play for Bayern. Does not mean I don't like him as a player or I don't think he can help us. I just don't want to see a player with that type of mentality. I don't want to make it okay for other players to treat the club in this way when the club has been treating you so fairly. It's not like Thiago and the club broke up. Thiago is just in an entanglement with Liverpool. God, don't flick. Come on. Don't flicker. You're not Hansi Flick. Get it? Seriously though, in this entanglement, we're in a relationship with Bayern and Liverpool just come out of nowhere and like, come to us. And I guess he said, okay, yes, all the 7 years I've spent here mean absolutely nothing to me. And therefore I'll come to Liverpool. And it just doesn't make any sense. Look, I get it if he wants to try something different in his career. I get it. But did he not think he could want to try something different before he signed his contract? Usually, before you leave your marriage of 7 years and get a divorce from your partner, from your wife or husband, you have to have been thinking about it for at least 7 years. You have to have been thinking about it. But Thiago was always came out in press conferences. Was like, I want to spend the rest of my life in Munich. I can see myself retiring here, as we can see. And blah, blah. I love this city. I love this club so much. This is my family. That's what he says, and it's very deceptive. If it's true, people think I'm going at Thiago already. No, I don't care. If Thiago is in the correct, if he actually genuinely left without doing all the things I'm hearing to the club, then yeah, he's in the correct. Yep, cool. And then I'm wrong. Then yeah, I'm not deleting the videos, but I'm wrong. Okay? I'd say I'm wrong. Would you? Seriously, I don't know. I'm gonna relax though. I'm gonna calm down and see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Whatever the transfer fee is, hopefully it's above 30 million. That's the benchmark for that. God, look how cheap that is. Seriously. And if we sell Thiago, who are we going to get for that position? That's also another reason why I'm so annoyed. It's such an unnecessary time. If he said it, I want to leave, or if he, did this whole contract thing in January, and then it's the summer now, at least okay, he wanted to leave. Timo Werner wanted to leave Leipzig for like 2 years. It didn't take Leipzig all this convincing to try and keep him. Werner twerked for Bayern. It didn't work. He twerked for Liverpool. They were too broke. He twerked for Man United. They didn't have any money either. And then Chelsea were just in the crossfire amidst his twerking. So what happened is he actually moved to Chelsea, and Real Madrid and Barcelona didn't give a crap about him. Real Madrid don't want a player like him that twerks around for other clubs, and Barcelona don't want a player like him because they're just broke too. Seriously though, I don't know. So it's not Werner, right? It's not a Werner situation where a player actually wants to move and the club knows that. It's not even a Havertz situation. Kai Havertz isn't going to Leverkusen with a new idea in his head like, I don't want to sign a contract. I want to move now. No, Leverkusen already knew. They always knew he was going to move somewhere. It's just the manner of how he does it and the timing. Whereas Thiago, we didn't know he was going to move. There was no indication from his camp that he wanted to move. In fact, the details and the facts of the situation are, as it stands, he wanted to sign a new contract, didn't sign a new contract, and now all of a sudden, he wants to move. And that's the situation. So you didn't think about moving literally days before you were getting into contract negotiations with Bayern. You did not consider moving. You didn't think about moving. It was just at the last minute that you were like, okay, I want to move. Just the last minute. That was the moment. You didn't think about it any of the 7 years you were here. Of course, players will always think about it in different circumstances. But you didn't think about it then. Only this year. Only now in the pandemic. It's not because it's just his dream to move. He can move next year. He can sign a new contract, get sold next year. That's what could happen. Players could genuinely go. Except we know this. Next year, there will be a lot more money on his head. He'll leave for a lot more money. And that's where we're at. He doesn't want to leave next year. He wants to leave now. But only last minute. That's when he decided to move. And that's where I'm confused. I just want a clear message from the player. I want clarity, right? I want my clarity. Okay? If I'm in a relationship and I break up, I want the last words, what do you call that? When you basically want, okay, why did you break up with me? That's what I want from Thiago. I want to hear his point of the story. I want to hear exactly what he meant. I don't want him to go to Liverpool and be like, it's always my dream. It's not being your damn dream because you're only leaving and you're pretty much at the end of your career. So it's not your, extravagant dream. I just want to know exactly why at that moment. I want to know maybe 4 years from now. That's when we get my closure. That's the word for it. Closure. I want closure. I want to know how you're leaving, not exactly if you're leaving. I pretty much can confirm that you may or may not be leaving. I think he'll leave. I don't have any hope right now. I think he'll leave. It's not like I even want him to stay at this point. I'd sell him too. Seriously, you can't do that to the club. It's just very disrespectful. And I know some fans of other clubs are going to be like, well, you can have a player move. Players can leave. I understand that. Players can leave. But just leave in the correct way. Don't sabotage the club in the middle of a pandemic because the club you're going to can afford you at a cheaper price. And if you think about it, if you ever seen a guy go ask out a girl, take her to dinner or something or lunch or something, and then when it comes time to pay, he's like, I've got my wallet, or he's just too broke. See, that's it. That's exactly what this is. Thiago is the girl going out with Liverpool who don't have any money to afford him, and somehow I'm supposed to just accept that and think it's okay. No, it's not okay. The fact of the matter is, this is sabotaging the club, because you're leaving at a time where you know the club you're going to, your new girlfriend you're cheating on us with, an entanglement on us with, is going to afford you for a lower price. That's why he's leaving now. That's why he said last minute, I don't want to sign, because he knew Liverpool would afford him, because Liverpool, quite ultimately, are very broke. All right, cool. I'm annoyed though. Who would you get to replace Thiago? We've already talked about Camavinga, House in Iowa. We've talked about Tanguy and Ndombele. There's been a few options in there, but I don't think Bayern are going to go for any of them. The reason why is because they're going to be valued at ludicrous prices. I know a lot of them haven't been playing. Maybe you can go to the Ligue 1 and take advantage of their situation, because there's a lot of clubs that need fans in their stadiums. Ligue 1 doesn't really fill their stadiums. I don't know why. They don't fill their stadiums. A lot of games I'm watching PSG play, there's like half the stadium empty. So it's just really crazy. So if we could go there and take advantage, knowing that they're hit financially way more than some other clubs in Europe are, we can go there and get us some Camavingas. We can go there and get us some great players. I mean, look, Napoli spent like 80 million on Osenheim from Lille. Is it Lille? Right. They spent a lot of money. So for me, that's just showing you that, of course, there's still money in there. And yeah, but thank you everyone so much for watching. There's also Nicolo Zaniolo, but we're hearing a lot of that is happening. I don't know. But seriously, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Thiago and what happens. Do you want to see him in the Champions League squad? Because I wouldn't. Thank you everyone. Mia san mia and peace.